Good morning, my dear students. Welcome to today's science class. So, today we are going to start chapter 5 Acids, Bases, and Salts. And in this chapter, we are going to learn about acids and bases and their properties. Then, we will learn about indicators and also the type of indicators. Then, next, we'll study about a process known as neutralization, and as a result of that process, salts are produced. So, we'll learn together about neutralization and salts, and then finally we'll talk about or we'll discuss about neutralization in everyday life, where we'll see how neutralization helps us in everyday life. Now in the last class we have already completed the exercise questions, and therefore today we are going to start chapter 5. So let's begin today's topic with acids and bases. So today we are going to cover this part, that is acids and bases, and also we'll discuss about their properties. Now before we start the topic, let's try to know few facts about acids. So facts about acids. Acids are generally dangerous chemicals, so they are quite dangerous, and so we should be very careful while handling acids. In the laboratories also, when you will be in your higher classes, you should always try to handle the acids carefully, because it may lead to severe accidents. Then acids are the compound that contain hydrogen ions, or they contain what? The compounds that contain hydrogen. Then they dissolve in water to produce particles called hydrogen ions. So acidic compounds, they always release what? Hydrogen ions. Then of course you should never drink the acid, or you should never bring them close to your eyes, because we have already discussed they are quite dangerous. Then never pour water into concentrated acid, as it heats up and can spit hot acid at you. So never pour water directly into the concentrated acid, it may result in the spitting of hot acid at you. So please be careful, and these are the things which we should take care of when we handle the acids. And now let us discuss the properties of acids. So acids are sour to taste, means they are sour to taste. Sour means tenga. In our local language we call tenga, or in Hindi we call it khatta. So acids are sour to taste. Then acids turn blue litmus to red. So when we use blue litmus paper and we put in an acidic solution, that litmus paper will turn red. So this is the second property, that is the blue litmus will turn into red. Then acids can corrode metals like aluminum and iron due to their corrosive nature. Not only aluminum and iron, most of the metals they can corrode easily. That is why acids are stored in glass containers and not in metal containers. So this is the reason why acids are stored in containers that are not made of metals, because it may easily corrode the metals. So this property is the third property. Then acids are soluble in water. So they are soluble in water, they dissolve in water easily. Then acid react with metal to form salt and hydrogen gas. So this is another chemical property we can say. So acids, when they react with metal, they form salt and hydrogen gas. So these are few of the properties of acids. Now let us discuss about the properties of bases. So these are the properties of bases. Bases are bitter to taste. Bases turn red litmus to blue. Now in case of acids, they turn blue litmus to red, whereas bases they turn red litmus blue. So this is the point of difference between acids and bases. Now acids, they taste what? Sour, whereas bases, they taste bitter. So this points can be written as the point of difference between acids and bases. Then some of the bases are soluble in water and they are called alkalis. For example, potassium hydroxide and sodium hydroxide. So this is sodium hydroxide. So these are the bases which dissolve in water. So bases that dissolve in water are known as what? Alkalis. So this may be a question. So what are alkalis? So alkalis are the bases which are soluble in water. Then the next property, bases react with acids to form salt and water. Now bases react with acids to form salt and water. This reaction is also known as what? Neutralization reaction. So here this compound is the base and HCl is the acid. Now this is ammonium hydroxide and this is hydrochloric acid. So when they react, they form ammonium chloride. So this is ammonium chloride, which is a salt, and then H2O, we know already, this is what? Water. So this is basically neutralization reaction, and this will discuss later on again when we'll talk about that neutralization part. Then bases react with metals to form salt and hydrogen gas. So it's similar to the reaction of acids. So bases also can react with metals to form salt and hydrogen gas. So there are few properties which are similar to acids, and at the same time there are few properties which are different from acids. So those points of difference we can note down and we can write them in a tabular form together. So these are some of the properties of acids and bases. Now let us discuss some of the sources of some of the common sources of acids. So here we have some of the common sources of acids. Now acetic acid is present in vinegar. So vinegar is a source of acetic acid. Then lemon is a citrus food, and so it contains citric acid. So this citric acid is present in lemon. Then coming to tomato contains oxalic acid, and also spinach contains oxalic acid. So tomato, spinach, these are the examples of food items that contain oxalic acid. Then tartaric acid, so it is present in grapes. Then lactic acid, it's present in milk and curd. Then we have formic acid, it is present in the ant sting. So when ant stings somebody, it releases formic acid into the skin, and we can see how severe the pain becomes. Then we have malic acid present in the apples. So malic acid is present in the apples. So these are some of the common sources of acids. So this is all for today's class. In the next class we'll discuss about the indicators, the types of indicators. There are natural indicators, there are indicators which are man-made. So we'll discuss those types of indicators in the upcoming class, and then we'll also discuss about the reaction of, how the indicators can indicate the presence of acid or presence of a base, or it can detect easily whether a solution is acidic or whether a solution is basic. So indicators are mainly the substances that can indicate whether a solution is acidic in nature or whether the solution is basic in nature. So those indicators we'll study in the next class. So for that's all for today's class. Thank you, my dear students.